Ball X Pit is Breakout inspired, and that kind of worries me because, look, being honest here, while I do love me some retro games, Breakout's a game I've always found kind of tedious. I needn't have worried though, because Ball X Pit, or is it Ball by Pit? Let me know in the comments below. But either way, it's an excellent game. It's a roguelike Breakout game, but with elements of pinball and a bit of pachinko, and even a little bullet hell shooter thrown into the mix just for the fun of it. There's only the barest semblance of a plot. The city of Balbalon has fallen into a pit, and it's up to you to go down there and clear out all the monsters while building a new city along the way. Now, where Breakout and later games like Arkanoid largely relied on having ball motion being based on how and where you hit the ball with your paddle, here Ball X Pit gives you direct aiming control, and you definitely need it. Every character, and you unlock more as you play through, starts with their own powered up ball type with specific characteristics, but you also get baby balls, you get bonus balls because you get different power-ups as you level up. You can then evolve those balls or fuse two balls together for a more powerful single ball, while also opening up additional slots for your new balls. I feel like I've kind of said the word balls more than is actually wise on a YouTube video there, but I will persevere. Now, one of the key differences here though against something like a Breakout or an Arkanoid is that you don't actually fail if any of the balls fall off the bottom of the screen. If they're your power-up balls, they will return to you, but this is a slower process. Some characters can actually bounce balls off a shield, or some characters have different powers that make them bounce off the top of the screen or the bottom of the screen, similar kind of things. There's an awful lot of gameplay variance here, which does give Ball X Pit a lot of replayability. Things get hectic quite fast, and you can't possibly keep up with everything that's going on the screen, so you kind of have to prioritize as you go. This is definitely a game where you do learn a few tricks along the way, but often it is just a case of kind of rushing the enemy with as many balls as you can muster. There we go, saying balls again. Whether those are just the enemies that come at you en masse or the game's rather creative bosses, they're kind of fun. While working out their patterns is not too difficult, actually surviving them is another story again. Now, Ball X Pit is a game of two halves because you do have the game's 8 core levels, but then you've also got the city building part. Now, the city building part is meant to give you resources that change the way you play, unlock new characters, give you certain stat boosts and so on. But it's definitely the weaker side of the game. It's nowhere near as hectic, even though it does sort of borrow a Breakout-esque idea, because as you build things or as you harvest from your fields and stone and wood, you actually fire your workers in a Breakout-esque pattern through your city. So arrangement of your city can change how things actually work. Now, it's a neat enough idea in theory, but the execution just kind of left me wanting. And I very quickly settled into just a pattern of shuffling things out of the way when I had something new to build so that I could then harvest it quickly and then move it somewhere else. You can build a big enough city that it doesn't entirely matter for some of the harvesting boosts that you get. And while there is a level of upgrading here, none of it is terribly special in my view. If this was all the Ball X Pit did, yeah, I would have given up on it weeks ago, but instead it has grabbed my attention for weeks because that core gameplay loop really is good fun. It's fun to experiment with what the different characters can do, because you have characters who fire from the top of the screen. That's quite difficult actually. You have characters who bounce balls. You've even got a character who turns the whole thing into this tactical turn-based game, and turn-based Breakout sounds like the most dull thing you could possibly imagine, but somehow it actually works. That being said, the gameplay loop is still fairly simple, and I can see this being a slightly contentious kind of thing. I've really enjoyed it. I highly recommend it. But what I'd really recommend you do is check out the demos that's available already. Or at least there's a demo available on Steam. I believe it's coming to other platforms. I do know have a demo there. Don't know for sure. But check out the demo on Steam and give that a go, because that demo really will show you what this game does. And if that doesn't grab you, you go, oh, alright, this is doing a thing, but I don't like it, then no, the full game is not going to grab you. If the demo, however, intrigues you, you think, yeah, I want to see more, well, there is a lot more here, and it is really, really good fun. And for those who are curious, I've tested it out both on a PC and on a Steam Deck. Runs really, really well there. I mean, there's not a lot here going on, I suppose, except for the physics that's likely to really challenge a Steam Deck, but it runs nicely there. It's a good little portable game too. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to get back to playing. Thanks for watching the review.